Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome back to Infinite RP and episode 10 of the Lost City of Vedranis. Hope everybody's been doing well. Glad to see you as always. We're going to go around and see what everybody's been up to. We are without Ray tonight. She is on vacation visiting family, so we are going to miss her dearly, but we hope she's having such a wonderful time. So, Derek, how have you been, man? How's your week?
Oh, I have been PG Keen there, sir. Thank you so much for asking. I know I've been doing good. Just being busy on stream. I did a bunch of stream homework with OBS. Been having a bunch of fun with that, and then jumping into some more RP, getting back into the swing of things. Played some Apex, just getting back to gaming, getting these phalanges back to where they needed to be, and just overall hanging in there, man. Thank you for asking.
Nice. Yeah, I saw you playing some. Yeah, I saw you streaming some BDA. Thought I saw Wachuge in there as well for a while, so it's good to see some
That
of
you
those characters
did.
back.
Mhm.
Hell yeah, I'm excited to see what happens there for sure. Justin,
What?
how's your week? How are you, friend?
It's good.
What?
Hey, man,
What do you want?
don't talk to him like he's your stepdad. I mean, Jesus, what is it?
What do you want, Greg?
It's not even my name.
I know. I don't even have a stepdad, but
It's a
I'm
great
good.
stepdad name.
I'm good, Greg. I'm doing great and excited to be here like every week. It's kind of like we're planning on getting out of town next week. I'll be missing next week, so Ray and I will swap places. It's that time of year, and so like we're leaving in 2 days, and we have to pack all our stuff. It's one of those things. But right now, I'm happy to be in this horrific reality that you've created for us. You son of a bitch.
I do what I can. Greg.
Damn it, Greg.
Oh no. God damn it, Greg, whoever you may be. That's good to hear though. Isla, how's your week been? How have you been?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I went up to London today. I had to get up at responsible UK adult times, like 5 in the morning.
Oh,
That's not responsible human time at all.
No,
irresponsible,
I had 1 hour
anything.
sleep, got up, went to London, came home, got like 3 hours sleep. That's about it. But good news is I picked up my hormones today, so.
yes.
There you go.
Awesome.
Woo! So now
Hell yeah.
now I can rub lady chemicals over myself.
Get those moans.
Yeah.
Get
it. Get it. Too late.
It's already
One more
happened.
step. There's no
every
rotation.
time you're gonna think of Derek doing that.
Yeah, it's once every 12 hours as well. So now I get to do that twice a day.
Oh,
Thanks,
shit.
Derek.
Oh yes. Call me up every time you do. We'll synchronize that. We'll synchronize that. I got you. I got some cocoa butter that's been waiting to rub on my skin. All right, I'm just saying. All right, I bought that shit like imported from Bermuda.
Oh God. Okay, moving on.
We're off to an amazing start.
Cool. How are you?
I'm doing all right, guys. I'm doing all right. Just
Oh,
keeping
God.
on, just getting into some RP and hanging out, doing my thing. So nothing too crazy. So
Hell.
also raising chat. So hi
Ray, we
Ray.
love you.
We miss you.
Hi, May.
Going to do you proud.
We are not going to die. Hopefully,
No.
maybe.
Well, maybe.
Don't say that.
Maybe we'll see. But yeah, let's get
Use
into
Ray as meat shield.
let's get into a little bit of a recap and let you know what we've been up to. So last we left off, you guys had just defeated a creature of some sorts, some sort of spawn that seemingly was created from this plague that is living and emanating from this old croak market, which you guys have been to a couple times now. You guys saved a couple Kyrogen, a couple of them didn't get saved, but your efforts were rewarded, you could say, as Roderick, one of the head Kyrogen in the area, offered you rest and respite in the old croak Asylum, which is the seeming headquarters of the Kyrogen themselves. There was a question of whether you guys were going to or not. You guys have been trying to make your way towards a sanctuary where you feel like you might be able to rest and find maybe even more of a safe place to stay during your travels throughout Vedranis. you guys agreed to accompany the Kyridge into the asylum, at least to get there. At least it's on your way. You guys were able to meet some of the Kyrigen. They took off their masks and socialized with you a little bit as much as they maybe wanted to, or you wanted to. You guys met a gnome bookkeeper in the Old Coke Market who sold Vodder an interesting guidebook of some sort. And yeah, you guys continued on your journey. During your journey, you talked about Vodder and Nox's maladies that they have, that you guys have, the face on the back of Vodder's head and the tongue that allows Nox to speak in a different language. The Kyrigen overheard you speaking of this and seemed very concerned and confronted you about it, which you were able to de-escalate the situation, at least, proving to them that you're not actually sick, but this malady comes from somewhere else, which seems to be somehow tied or has some similarities between what's going on in the market. You guys made it to the asylum, found a place to stay. You were given them a couple choices, and you chose the less creepy of the two. And began your rest, but not before meeting a patient or two, one of which was a woman named Tatiana, who seemed to be missing her husband very often. She asked all of you if you had seen her husband, but she definitely does not seem right in the head, unfortunately, as it seems there's a few people here in the asylum that have things that they're dealing with. But that is where we start. Oh, and also Kimura is deaf, but we'll deal with that later. Can't hear anything. So that is where we start. So what we can do is we're going to go ahead and complete the long rest ritual stuff. So in the Darker Dungeons homebrew that we use, a long rest is a week-long rest in a safe space where you can, not come to harm or anything like that. And this asylum, for the time being, is such a place. So there are things we need to do. Depending on where you rest, your lifestyle actually determines how much hit points you get back, how many hit die you get back, and things like that. So where you're in an asylum, it's not terrible, but it's not as great as the Sentinel's Rest where you had been staying. So as far as the long rest, you can complete the long rest in your in D&D Beyond. Your maximum hit die is only 75%. I can't remember. I think they give you half on a long rest. I think it's half, but you actually get 75% of that back. So like one extra, depending if you have. Yeah, you guys should have 4, so you should get 3 back essentially, if you had to use that much. Everything else, you get all your abilities, all your spell slots back, and everything like that. As far as your hunger, thirst, and fatigue, though, the food isn't amazing. You have to ration water a little bit going throughout all the patients, and it's just not easy sleep being in a medical ward on these cots, these bunks that you're able to rest in. It's not where you want to be resting. So as far as your hunger, thirst, and fatigue, it goes from peckish, parched, and tired. That's where you're at. You're just 1 down. If you wanted to expend any rations during your long rest, I would say that you could bring it up to okay, but you would have to expend some rations to do so if you wish. You don't have to. It won't cause you any what's the word I'm looking for? I am blanking on words. Exhaustion, until it gets to a certain point, so you're okay with where it's at for now. Other than that, you can pick a primary activity. So your main thing that you're doing during your long rest is resting, praying if you're Vodder, meditating or whatever it is. We can even go through and you can tell us what you each are doing during your long rest. But you can also do another primary activity that you're spending the other half of your time on. So if you guys have the Darker Dungeons PDF, it's on page 148. So there's a certain things you can do if you wish, like work for coin, work for renown, find a rare merchant, craft an item, learn a tool, research, train. You can do other things. Some of those will be limited because you're in an asylum, but if you wanted to do one of those, you can look at one of those as well. So I guess what we can do is go around and see what all you are doing during your long rest for this week, other than resting and whatnot. And then you each do hear a rumor. So I will give you the rumor that you hear during your time and resting. So if you ever wanted to pursue that or use that for later or whatnot, you can. So Justin, do you want to start with you? What
Sure.
Vodder's doing during his rest?
Yeah, happy to. I mean, you're right. He's praying, obviously, and that's how Vodder. I mean, he prays a lot, right? He prays when they stop for the night and things like that. But he's spending extended periods of time every day. I like to think maybe he's like keeping a regular rotation of praying throughout the day, sort of like people of a Muslim faith do, or a traditional old school Christian faith do, like sun up, midday, like dinner time, all that stuff. He's going to spend time doing that, and I think I mean, for one thing, that's how he gets his spell slots, right? But I think also he is sort of using it as a way to process a lot of the trauma that he's seen. The sick people, that little girl, Edred, all the people he's met, and some people who have died. All those people who are in that dream world, he's very concerned about them, and sort of processing all that by talking to Velun, who is his god. And so he does half his time praying. Now, I have a question regarding our homebrew rules. So I have a little bit of stress.
Yes.
Not a lot. And I know that within the PDF, within the expansion thing here, you can do things to lower stress.
Yeah. During a long rest, your stress goes back to 0.
Yes. Excellent.
So there are during when you're not doing a long rest, there are things you can do to decrease your stress.
Okay.
But during a long rest, you're able to kind of recoup and whatnot. So all your stress will also go back to 0 for all of you.
And you said the other long rest downtime stuff is on page 148. Is that right?
Correct.
142. Long rest. Long rest. I want long rest. Okay.
147.
Let's see what my options are. I mean, we're in an asylum. Oh gosh, he doesn't really have a lot of loot worth selling because that's not his jam. He will probably oh my gosh, he's going to do volunteer work.
Volunteer work, okay.
He would try to help because he's a big soft bugbear boy. He would try to help comfort the people here within the asylum, like Tatiana and people like that, and just maybe expend some patience, not patience, but patience that maybe the people here have run out of.
Okay.
So try to just be nice and do all that. Oh, what was that? Oh, a phone. Oh, a telephone. Oh,
what is that strange noise?
Should we draw attention to it?
The stream couldn't hear it, but you could.
Oh.
So you ruined that illusion.
So technically, everyone still could have heard it.
Yeah.
Everyone's just randomly gone, oh, a telephone, and there's absolutely no telephone.
Yeah, everybody's like, wait.
So what I'm saying is Vodder invents the telephone.
And, Graham Bell, suck it, man.
So he wants to do some volunteer work. That's his primary focus.
Okay, yeah, let's see if we can find where that is in the book.
Yeah.
Sowing rumors. It might be in Xanathar's.
Oh, really? Okay.
Maybe, because I know it's downtime revisited there. Let's check that one out.
Okay.
Because I just looked into DMG and it's not there. So yeah, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, page 123, 24. Because we'll do this for everybody.
Sure.
See what you guys can learn, gain, or.
I don't hear anything.
There's nothing to hear.
I have downtime activities here. If you'd like me to tell you, well, there's religious service in here.
Yeah. I mean, if that fits the bill of what you would be doing.
I think it would.
Okay.
So, because I don't see anything else in Xanathar's that fit that.
Yeah, and I'd say there is a you can even maybe set up your own shrine or thing if you want. There is a chapel here.
Oh my gosh, that's what he would do. He would lead
not to Velen, but there is a chapel here.
No. He would absolutely set up a little shrine in some corner of that chapel.
Okay.
And lead religious services for the absolutely nobody who would turn up for them. Maybe one or two people who only turn up because they have nothing else to do and their poor addled brains need something to focus on.
Right.
So they come to that.
And it's mostly what you see is Kyrogen that come into this chapel, as there is a obsidian bust almost, and it looks like a large raven perched on a like a perch, almost like a cross, but it's a perch, and
that's the focus of the chapel.
And it's at the front. It's pretty basic. There's some pews and whatnot, and a lot of, you see as your week progresses and whatnot, you see multiple Kyrogen come in here and give their respects and whatnot to this effigy, I guess is probably the proper word. So what it says is, at the end of the required time, the character chooses to make either an religion check or a persuasion check. The check determines the benefits of service. So I will let you decide what you want to roll there.
I'll roll a religion check. I'm much more knowledgeable about religion than I am persuasive.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Nice, a crit. So 22.
22. So you earn 2 favors.
Sweet.
And then I guess there's technically a chance for a complication, but it's a very small chance, which is fine. So let's read that. A favor in broad terms is a promise of future assistance from a representative of the temple. It can be expended to ask the temple and help with dealing with a specific problem, for general political or social support, or to reduce the cost of cleric spellcasting by 50%. A favor could also take the form of a deity's intervention, such as an omen, a vision, or a minor miracle. So
I think that's up to you as the GM.
Yeah.
To sort of decide what form that takes.
Oh, that'd be interesting. So yeah, you don't need to use them immediately, it seems. I don't know. If you have any ideas, you're more than willing to.
Sure. I think that Vadar's most pressing concerns as he spends time in prayer is that first of all, that this is what he's asking for, and you can do whatever you want with it, right, as the GM. But he's asking Valoon for help staying in the shadows when it comes to the awareness of the Kyrogen.
Okay.
Right, to escape their notice as a possible opposition to their presence here, or being distrustful to their presence here, because they had a bad run-in with them earlier. They had a fight with that one group. But so just sort of for now, to ask Valoon's favor in sort of staying off their radar in as much as that's possible. And then at the same time, he wants to know where this sanctuary is, where this other one is as another option. So anything Valoon can do to lead him to this gateway, because he sees archway, gateway, that is Valoon's symbol,
Right.
right?
Okay.
And so he sort of sees that as connected to his need to recover, and both like his mission here is to find like religious iconography within the space.
Yeah. So what I'll say is, as far as you trying to like keep out of the watchful eye of the Kyrogen, you do notice after like some time, a lot of the Kyrogen, like they kind of look at you as you pass. But as the week goes by, you notice they don't turn and look at you as much. Whether that's they're used to your presence or not, you're unsure, but you do feel kind of comforted in that way.
They didn't seem to
And
mind us here. Yeah.
right. And no one gives you any strife or anything like that. As far as the wanting to find the archway, you do receive, I'd say, a somewhat of a vision one night where you do see this sanctuary. You do see this archway with the stone has like carved. You see a sword carved into the keystone, the top of this archway. You see a cobblestone path with large sentinel statues lining it. But the other thing you see is skeletons, bones rather. You see gore and blood kind of in the crevices between the statues, and you see a creature that you don't quite recognize. It looks to be some sort of undead.
Ew. I don't recognize it, so not even like a roll would help me figure out like what this thing is.
You can roll a nature check.
Okay.
I'd say.
I do that. Nope. An 8.
An 8. Yeah,
An
you're
8.
you're not quite sure. You can definitely tell it's some sort of undead creature, but it's hard to kind of get a feel for it. It wears kind of like a hood, and it seems semi-intelligent. It's not like an undead thrall.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
And then, as far as your rumor goes, you hear the rumor as you've been spending your time in the chapel and amongst the people. You hear of a murder within the asylum, or at least someone thinks there's been a murder. There's a human by the name of Wit, W-I-T, that you've come across a couple times, and they are adamant that there is an elf that has been murdered in cold blood in the asylum itself, though the Kyrogen seem not to care. And the strange thing is maybe if you inquire, no body has been found. There's no sign of any murder. It's just the word of this semi-crazed human.
Yeah. Interesting.
Interesting. So, is there anything else you would want to do during your rest or anything?
Oh my gosh, I want to rest and get rid of that level of exhaustion I've been carrying around with me.
All right. Well, you can get rid of one level of exhaustion.
Sweet. I will take a long rest.
All right. Moving on. Isla, what is Kimura doing during her rest?
Trying to, despite the fact that she is deafened, she's still kind of half disbelieving of it and is trying numerous methods to try and undeafen herself. Upon realizing that it's just not happening, like, at all, what she decides to do is kind of take to kind of just thinking within her own head a lot. And I don't have on my. I don't think I have on my pack. Let me just double check my pack very quickly.
Okay.
I don't have anything to scribble on.
Right. I would also say a couple days into your long rest, your hearing does strangely come back.
Okay then. That's okay. This is good. Okay. So I mean, I'd say after the first day at least, she's resigned to it anyway. Like, she doesn't know when it's going to come back. She's going to have to seek out a healer first or something like that. She wants to kind of in her head start thinking about. I mean, again, it's all in her head, really. She's thinking about kind of theoretics behind firearm stuff. She's just thinking about her firearms a lot. And when she was asked a couple days back by Wisp as to what she actually has with her and why, and like how did you get to that point? Like, what is that? She's reflecting upon that and kind of thinking about, okay, well, where does it go from here? And she's thinking about things that she can do to either improve or change the way her weapons work slightly. Obviously, knowing she doesn't have tools on her, she doesn't have materials on her, but she's thinking very deeply on these things during this time. I was also going to ask, because you said everyone gets to hear a rumor, right?
Yes.
I was going to ask, can I hear a rumor? Because I can't hear. But you said the hearing came back, so...
You can hear a rumor.
But
you see the rumor.
I can see it. I taste the rumor.
Can I taste a rumor?
Gamora's just walking around. That's a spicy one.
That's a spicy one, yeah. But yeah.
Spicy meatball.
But during that time, she does. She's not necessarily very solitary. She does go around to the different kind of different patients and does talk to them, which is strangely a side of Kimura that I think the rest of the party haven't seen. She goes around to a lot of them, just kind of. It's really idle chit chat. It's not like serious stuff. It's just kind of like, how are you going? How are you being treated? What have you been up to recently? It's very idle, but you can. I think. Actually, I'll ask. How do the patients react to this kind of chit chat?
Some of them are very, very cordial to it, and some of them will talk longer than you could ever maybe want to talk to somebody. Some of them are abrasive and do not want to talk to you at all. Some of them are incapable of talking to you because their minds are just gone. Some of them, some of the wards are completely barred from entry because of there's plague victims in some of these wards, and so you can't go in there. But yeah, there are a couple. Tatiana, for example, would definitely talk and whatnot.
So the ones that seem like they appreciate the conversation, Kimura goes back to a little bit more. It seems to be that Kimura is literally just trying to brighten some of these people's day, because this is a very strange, weird, gloomy. Would you say it's gloomy? I mean, the whole the setting itself, anyway, and she's like, she recognizes this place is depressing AF. So she is spending her time, especially when her hearing comes back, just kind of keeping her mind busy, but also trying to brighten some other people's days.
Okay.
Which the party will notice this is a bit weird for her.
Right. Okay. So I'm trying to see if there's a option as far as downtime activities of one you could actually roll on. I'm trying to think of what one it could be, because it says carouse and socialize, but I don't think that's the socializing that you're doing.
Just carousing with these inmates in the asylum.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me.
Okay, persuasion. Ooh, it's not great. Okay, cool. Okay, 15. Yeah.
I would say that you like Vodder, Vodder gained 2, but you gain a favor from one of these patients that you got to know.
Okay.
So if there's something you think you could use or who that is, you can let us know if you had an idea. Or it could just be a favor that you use during your time here, if so needed.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a favor during the time that we're here. Might not call it in, but it might be a situation where I've got like a small idea in my head that she might be
Okay.
able to utilize something. Yeah.
Perfect. And then as far as your rumor,
Mhm.
you hear about a peddler that will randomly appear in the asylum
Okay.
or at front of the asylum. The strange thing that you hear is they only appear at midnight.
Right.
And they have apparently they have gear and whatnot that can be purchased and things like that. They're kind of a weird individual, it sounds like, but that's what you hear. They seemingly come and go and kind of just disappear for time upon time, and rumors are that they might be showing up soon because it's been some time. People are wondering when this peddler is going to arrive.
Okay. Right. So, on that basis, then, so do they turn up during that week, or is it just like a rumor I hear and they haven't turned up yet?
They definitely would turn up during this week, I'd say, if you're kind of on the lookout for them.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I definitely would, because obviously I was talking about how she was thinking about these kind of designs in her head, but didn't have the materials or the means to do so. So, when the peddler turns up, I think Kimura would want to approach them. Yeah.
Okay, so during one of your one evening, late into the night, you're milling about or spending time in the ward, and almost in your ear, you hear somewhere outside of the asylum, you hear the creaking of wooden wheels hitting the cobblestone, and then you hear a little tinkling of a bell.
Okay. And it's outside the asylum?
It appears to be coming from outside of the asylum.
Okay, I'm gonna go check it out.
Okay.
Come on.
It's about her on a skateboard. Just grinding.
Bruh.
So what you see coming down the long path that leads to the asylum is a very gangly, almost hunchback creature. And almost looks like almost like a ghoul or a goblin. It's hard to tell what this creature is. It's got a long jaw that kind of protrudes out of this dark, ratted brown cloak that it wears that covers its head and covers up to about its knees, where it's kind of in strands, and it's barefoot, and it's pushing this cart that's maybe 5 feet by 5 feet. It's a decent sized cart, and it's just comically big as far as like stuff in it, but you just see useless things, at least what you can tell, and it's pushing the cart along kind of gangly, and approaches the front door and kind of sits down and appears to be kind of like setting up shop.
Okay. Now, I don't have much money on me, annoyingly. So there's pretty much I could do with this. Okay, this is problematic because I didn't know this was going to happen. Otherwise, I would have planned a bit further in regards to what materials I would need. And I'd probably want to discuss them with you as well. Okay, I go out there.
Okay.
I approach him. Okay.
The creature turns to you. You can't see the top half of its face, but it says, welcome. I am the Midnight Peddler. Is there something I can get for you?
Kimura rings her ear out again, thinking this is something to do with her hearing. She's like, is my hearing going again? Like, this is really weird. Goes, sorry. What are you?
I am a salesman of tools, trinkets, and items that some might find useful in the streets of Vedranis.
before it looks down and kind of mumbles to herself, like, and yet not the strangest thing that has happened here that I have witnessed. Okay. Meant to be a long shot. Do you sell components, raw materials, the like?
The Midnight Peddler sells many things. You must be more specific.
Metals, explosive powders.
Let's see what he has.
I appreciate this is very specific, as in like, not even I know the specifics of what I need because I didn't realize.
Yeah, you're good. So essentially, he carries anything in the adventuring gear in the player's handbook on page 150.
Ooh, oh, don't have immediate access to that right now.
I'm looking for anything that might.
So I know I could probably straight up buy ammunition, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like the idea is she wants to kind of experiment with the composition of the ammunition.
Right.
She wants to find ways to add effects to the ammunitions. So to just kind of give away what she's thinking in her mind, can she make ammunition that causes additional fire damage? Can she get ammunition that causes additional acidic damage? Like a bit like having a dragon's breath weapon, or like lobbing an acid vial at something, or a throwable explosive, or something like that. She's kind of thinking about the art of war when it comes to weaponry and that surrounding stuff. I can't words today.
Right.
There's no words.
So he begins rifling through this large mound of equipment that you see like pots and pans, and just you're like, this guy doesn't have anything that I'd want. And he kind of rifles through, and then he pulls out a sack, and like a cloth sack, and he drops it. And then he pulls out a flask of this very bright amber orange liquid. And he points, he's like,
Ammunition for firearms. An alchemist fire.
You... Okay, it was a long shot, but... Where did you get this?
Questions that have answers that you do not need the answers to. I am a peddler and I acquire items from my journeys through the city.
Right, but I have a question, Dan.
What is your question?
There aren't many people that carry this sort of thing. If you found these, I need to know if you acquired them from the bodies of certain people that I am looking for.
takes a deep breath.
Answers have a cost. Questions have a cost.
You really are a merchant. What's your cost?
Does it have a cost for ammunition that you have?
I've only got the firearms price. I haven't got the ammunition cost up in front of me.
Okay. Probably what we'll do is I would say it's more expensive than arrows, and so I'm gonna do 1 gold for 10 rounds.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that's absolutely fair.
And so he tells you as much, and then he picks up the alchemist fire and he says,
For this flask, 50 gold pieces.
I would like to take you up on that, but unfortunately I do not have 50 gold pieces on me, but the ammunition I can take.
Perhaps you have something available to trade. A trinket, perhaps.
I can... She kind of feels around on her bandolier. She's trying to remember what she has on her. I have some daggers. That's about it. I just tend to carry light.
Daggers do not interest me.
No.
Trinkets, unique items are what interest me.
I'm just double checking that I've got this here as well. Hold on. No, she kind of she clutches onto one of her pouches that she knows has the Dream Tailor's eye. She thinks about it for a second, and then she's thinking, in this case, it's Alchemist's Fire. Would I know what Alchemist's Fire is?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah. So she kind of pauses and goes, "No, nothing that would I consider to be equal threat. No."
I understand. If you do come across any trinkets, I would be most interested.
And is this the only place I can find you?
He reaches into his cart and pulls out a bell.
Okay.
This can beckon to me if you have a desire.
And he reaches his hand out with it, and just as you're about to maybe grab it, he snatches it back.
But this too has a cost.
This is why I do not tend to deal with merchants. You are all about your costs. Everything has a cost. Tell me your cost, merchant.
As I have said, trinkets are what interests me.
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. What do you classify as trinket? Magical, non-magical? Simply for the appearance? Something you cannot find anywhere else? What is it?
All of the above.
Okay. Okay. You are most unhelpful, and yet, what I want is very helpful. How do I? Can you wait here one moment?
The creature nods its head to you.
I make my way back into the asylum. I go straight over to knock.
Okay.
It's midnight.
About to say, it's midnight.
Are
So
you, yeah, are you sleeping?
I would say, I mean, this is still in the middle of our long rest, so I would say no. If it's midnight, I am up, just staring out. We're in the bedroom, or the rooms with multiple people. I'm looking out one of the giant windows, or I hope it's giant. I imagine something like really big. Imagine something like on the fourth floor, the big ass like cathedral-like window. I'm looking out the window, just staring out into the city.
Knock.
Nock turns around slowly. What?
I need something from you.
You need something from me.
That's
All right.
what I said.
What?
I need one of your trophies.
Not there's like a physical like displeasure on Nock's face. Kind of like his like whole body kind of like twitch a little. What do you need with one of my trophies?
There's a man, I think, outside. He is a merchant. Very strange, but not out of place for Vedranis, it seems. He has a-
All right.
He sells a lot of things. Some expensive, some not. But he seems to have access to a lot of things that we cannot get anywhere else. However, he is offering me a bell.
He's offering you a bell.
Yes. Wait. It is a bell that when you ring, he turns up. Anywhere, I presume, not just here.
So what? What do you want with one of my trophies?
He doesn't necessarily deal in gold. He likes trinkets. Things he can't get anywhere else.
A trinket. So you see what is around my skirt here is a trinket, a collection, if you would. And you want to exchange one of my trophies, one of my accomplishments, for a bell?
He refers to them as trinkets, okay? Trinkets, magical items, things that he cannot get anywhere else. He's interested in rarity. I am aware that the things that you carry around your belt are rarities. So, this bell, instant merchant. The reason I asked this, Nock, and I know you don't appreciate this, but when it comes to military things, logistics are important. I'm talking immediate supply line. Immediate. For a trophy.
Immediate. An immediate supply line, so that you can go ahead and take one of my things that I fought hard for. This is my life. I have gone ahead and fought. Creature, monster, bigger, smaller, hard to find. And you want to take what's mine, so you can get your little cattle bell, so you can find your little store, your man. No, you cannot have one of my trophies.
This doesn't just
And
benefit me.
Nock turns to the window.
This does not just benefit me. What if you need something? And believe
I don't
me,
need anything from you, Kimura.
you
I don't-
always need something. You always need glory, do you not? That is something you need.
Glory is something I have attained from my battles. Things I fought for, put my life on the line. I took what was mine. You can take it off my body. That's how you get my trophies.
I have seen more battles and lived more fucking lifetimes than you have. I know what battle is, and I know what attaining glory is, and I do not seek it now, because I have seen enough of that, Nock. If you grow up, you might understand that. Go and talk to the merchant yourself. Ask him. Ask him if something you might want. You'll see what I mean.
Listen here, there, leaf person. All right.
Leaf person.
You stick out in your forest. All right. And don't talk to me like I'm some sort of boy. I know.
Person.
I know what I fought for. You want one of these. You at least have to go ahead and make one more trade. I'm like your little friend. Collateral.
I will get you another trophy.
I don't want another trophy. I don't want one that you're just gonna go kill yourself, find like a rat on the street and say, I've gone ahead and destroyed the giant sewer rat of Vedranis. No. There's creatures out here. Dark monsters, giants with multiple heads. You want me to give you one of my trophies, you need to make a promise. You will go ahead and help me get one of these trophies when the time comes. Because even I know, from a warrior standpoint, some monsters you can't go ahead and face alone.
You saw what I did to that monstrosity.
Yeah, without my help.
You put the spear on
Yeah.
the ground. I used it. And the rest of it was history. I
I
did
saw
that.
what you did. I saw.
Like I said, I have seen many, many battlefields. I have watched many people die, and I have survived through all of it. I am more than just a leaf person. Just as you are more than a mountain man.
Knocks the lip.
Right. Now this man, what are you trying to take off of me?
I said it is best you go talk to him yourself. And I was trying to do this for the benefit of all of us, not just me. In case you had not noticed. I throw around the term captain because I am used to having a command, which means I care for the people under my command. And whether you want to listen to me or not, I still have an obligation to make sure you survive. I'm trying to make that happen.
Knock. Takes in a deep breath, lets it out. He turns to Kimura. Kimura, understanding your size, he kind of bends down to you and says,
I will help you, but you are not my captain. Make that very clear.
and he's like, where is, and then he says to you, where is this man? Show me.
He's out front. You won't be able to miss him. I will come with you.
Knock makes his way down the stairs. Let's go find us a hunchback.
All right. So you exit the asylum and just kind of on the little kind of roundabout that makes up the kind of outskirts of the asylum, you see this creature sitting there.
Is this him?
It's Kimura. I'm guessing you're with me, yes?
Yes, sorry.
Oh.
I just literally blanked for a second.
Kimura just said,
Are you deaf again? Open your ears.
Mop. This is him. So she does look around as if to go, well, who the fuck else would it be? Like,
Knock is looking at this man and looks at, I'm looking at, I guess, at the same thing that she was looking at, this giant, like, just piled on mesh of just collectibles and things.
Mm-hmm.
And Knock has a skeptical look.
This man has something that you want.
I believe he has something that we all want.
All right. Yay, fella. This lady here says that you can go ahead and end up anywhere I need you to be at the ring of a bell. It is true.
If rung at midnight, this bell rings, I shall be there.
All right. Is it a contract or anything else like that? Or is it just something we just... Ding ding! You appear.
I will appear, Fable.
All right.
Knock looks around himself.
Kimura wants that bell. She says you need something from me. What is your trade?
Trinkets.
All right, specifics. What the hell do you want from me?
And Knock kind of just like lifts up his arm and looks down.
What?
Remind me what you have.
Okay, so there's a few things. So there is the clasped hands, which are in like a different hand formation. That's what summons the javelin, the lightning javelin. I have multiple different teeth and tooths and tops of skulls from beasts. One of them is a jade tooth that was inside of a dire wolf's mouth, and he has that wrapped around one of his trinkets. Then there's just like a berated just of different things, just skulls, teeth. That thing is what sticks out. But Unako's still trying to go ahead and get more trophies as he comes into Vedranis to fill his skirt. The goal was to fill the entirety of his skirt with different trophies that he can take that home and be like a championship belt for his tribe.
Okay.
So yes, that's what's got on him.
So he definitely looks at the hands, the clasped hands. He says,
Bitch.
This... I have never seen such a thing before in my travels. This... interests me.
No, I bet you haven't. Let's put it this way. Those hands you have belong to a warlock. A warlock who decided that he was going to start taking children from a local town. And people wanted to know who was doing it. He was a summoner of items. Different hand signs summon different things. And let's just say, The last time he clasped those hands is what you see right there, before I took them.
This will do nicely.
Wait. Kimura has a bit of a flashback to, because that's what you used to summon that javelin, right?
Yes.
Kimura reaches into one of her pouches and pulls out the eye of the insert name here, the Dream Tailor's eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at the merchant, and I hold the eye up next to the hands, and I look at him, and she goes, "You strike me as somebody who can tell the value of these things. Tell me, which one is worth more?"
Kind of looks between each of them. Tries to weigh the value of each. And he points to the eye.
Knock kind of goes. It's like a sigh of relief. It's like a sigh of relief as well as like a sigh of just like, wait, really?
Wait, so the eye is worth more?
According to him.
I put the eye back in my pouch. Proceed.
All right. So you want the eye. The eye for the bill. A trade for a trade.
No. He is happy
Knock,
with...
knock looks surprisingly.
He is...
What do you mean no?
He is satisfied with the clasped hands.
No, he just said the eyeball.
He said the eyeball was worth more. If he is satisfied with the clasped hands for the exchange of that, why would I give him something that's more valuable? No, this is...
Knock puts his hand up and like close enough to like Kimura's face to like be like over her head. And just be like,
I just need 1 second to talk to my business associate.
and like Knock is gonna start nudging Kimura forward. Like backwards, like away from the merchant.
She gently levitates off the ground and hovers backwards to not fall over.
First of all, you didn't go ahead and tell me that you already had things that you hadn't offered him yet. So why the hell am I down here?
Because I didn't know that he was going to ask for the trinket that was actually fucking useful. I thought he might want your tooth or something.
Knock is just not breaking eye contact with Kimura.
I only considered even thinking about letting any of these go so that you could have your damn store on a ring, alright? Use a damn eye! You don't need me! And you're not getting any of these. If he has this and he wants the eye, then you give him the damn eye!
Cole.
I, on the other hand, have actual things that need to be done with these.
Do I know what the eye does yet?
Yeah.
I did figure what it does. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, we went through that. I was just double checking. Okay. Do
You know a portion of what it does.
Oh, a portion? So I know the general effect that it does.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure. Okay, so basically it's a second level. Okay, right. Okay, got it. Do you know what this does? Knock.
Right inside your pocket?
You think I just keep an eye? You just think I would keep just an eye? Just a random eye? Do I look like I keep trophies and trinkets?
No, you do not. I mean, at the end of the day, I thought that I was going to get a little something from that damn Dream Tailor before it fucking collapsed. But at the end of the day, you have something of value to this man to get your goddamn bill. Why do you need me? or anything that I have.
Just think about this for a second, Nock. You're incredibly ungrateful to the exploits that I have helped you with so far.
Ungrateful? Excuse me. I make sure that I make enough room when I go ahead and sprawl out to sleep. You have plenty of room. That's being considerate.
I don't even need to sleep, big boy.
He doesn't like being called big boy. He's like,
I directed you on how to get out of that crumbling building, did I not? I made sure you got inside safety during the crow attack. I was the one that finished off that monstrosity in that market town. I'm not asking for thanks and praise. I am asking for just a little bit of fucking wiggle room here.
Oh, wiggle room. And you're real fucking humble too, aren't you? Wiggle room, you just ran all the way upstairs to tell me to get rid of my things. Something that literally is the only reason why I'm in this godforsaken city. No. Give him the damn eye.
Nock turns around and walks away.
Listen.
He starts walking away.
Would you just listen?
Nock stops.
I am not a boastful person. And I shouldn't have to remind people what I do around here. I don't wear trophies on my belt to have to remind people of my triumphs every damn time they look at me. I know what you're capable of. It's why I'm asking you. Because I am confident that whatever you give away, you will be able to replace with ease. With my help. I'm willing to help you with that.
Nock turns around and starts to walk back towards Kimura, this face just still with that sternness on it.
What's around my belt isn't just for reminders. It's not meant for petty celebration. This is a necessity to get back what I long for. Instead, what you see is just simple trophies. I see a way back to life. You want me to give this away. I'll never see this again. I might not even know if I live to get the next one. But at least I know I took my steps. The eye. You do not want to go ahead and get rid of it, do you?
It's what it does.
And what does it do? Why are you holding on to it?
There's a magical capability to it, much like yours. Except for mine doesn't destroy things. It almost creates things in a way. It enables me to replicate myself. Or whoever uses it, really. It makes people a lot harder to attain target of during battle. I'm already somebody who uses dexterity to my advantage. This would only bolster my capabilities.
Right.
I'm just trying to think tactically for all of us. That is all. That's all. It's all I fucking exist for.
It's all you exist for. So you come to take what I exist for.
I
I can respect that, Commander. I can.
didn't come to take
Somebody.
it. I came to ask if you would be willing to help us.
Nock grabs the leather strap that has the hands on it and pulls it off and tosses it towards Kimura.
Weigh it out. If it gets you what you need, good.
He turns around and gets ready to walk up and start walking back up the stairs to the bedroom.
Nock.
He doesn't stop.
she looks down at the hands, and obviously because Nocka's gone out of sight, she goes, "Thank you." But Nock probably doesn't hear that.
No. Not you don't hear that, but then Nock yell. You hear as Nock hits like the top of the stairs, he yells,
Renkai!
lightning bolts come shooting from the top, and literally just right like behind you. If you're standing like at the threshold, it's like all I can imagine at the threshold. That stab, the lightning javelin just smashes into the ground right behind you. Giant spark of lightning. Hopefully enough for that guy to see too.
Does this just happen straight in front of me?
Should be behind you.
Oh,
If you're looking
behind
at me,
me?
walking away. Should be behind
Okay.
you.
Did you want like a roll a dex roll or some shit for that, or like?
No,
No? Okay, okay.
you're good. It's just like summoning it. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, it like when it lands, I'm assuming like it creates like a little wave of like something like. So like obviously.
Yeah.
Flies all her hair up and stuff, and like she kind of like jolts forward. Okay. Fine. I just whatever. She takes the hands. This is what it does.
The creature kind of reaches its hands out for the hands.
She places the hands on his hands and goes, "And hey, you got a free show as well."
You give me 2 items, I only asked for 1.
No, just the hands. Just the hands.
I see. Unless you're willing to part with the staff and the eye, I can give you something more valuable than the bell. In addition to it.
Don't you ask Nock again. Don't you fucking do it.
State what it is.
An answer. This is something I don't usually advertise. But what you have to offer is priceless. I can offer you the same.
If I say no and I summon you another time, can I still redeem this offer?
You may.
Then I'll wait.
Very well.
This physically hurts her to like, you can tell this, she has a physical reaction to a mental hurt. In a way, she kind of winces at herself when she says this. Not that anyone sees it, but I'm just throwing that out there.
So he takes the hands and then offers you the bell.
Thanks. Anytime at midnight.
Midnight, and I shall appear.
All right then. Thanks. I hope it was worth it. The hands, I mean.
That is for you to decide.
Yeah, well, whatever decision I come to, I feel like it's not going to be consensus. I will purchase some ammunition as well, and I'll be on my way.
Takes starts gathering some ammunition. How much did you want?
Say 1 gold per 10.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take 3 golds worth.
Okay. So 30.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
I feel like we just met Kimura's arch nemesis. Like deliberately mysterious, non-straight answer-giving merchant guy.
Given
So-
her, given her
so
military
good.
background, she wants clear,
Uh-huh.
divisive answers. Yeah, yeah. Excellent. I should have brought Calder down here. Calder would have loved this. Okay. Yeah. So I hand over 3 gold, so I get 30 ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
Gruta. Okay.
If you do find any more trinkets, ring that bell. I will gladly take them off your hands.
Evidently. Just so we're clear, you do also trade in gold normally, right? It's easier to come
For
by.
certain things.
In that case, I will leave you to whatever plane you come from.
I wish you luck in your journeys.
And he starts pushing the cart. You can hear it squeak, and the little bell that's hanging there kind of tinkle. And soon, it just appears to disappear into the darkness where you can't see it anymore.
She looks down at the bell and goes, "Luck. I wouldn't be surprised if you sell that too." She like turns around and makes her way back to the asylum.
Okay. Perfect. Is there anything else you want to do during your long rest?
I don't think so. Not for me.
Okay. All right. Well, we can move on to Knock.
See.
What are you doing other than that? Giving away your precious items to a spectral peddler. What else are you doing during your long rest?
I should have threw that fucker down the stairs. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. I am going to. There is a research option on the long rest. Could we consider the research option to be like asking others about monsters or creatures or shut down areas or anything of that place, like around the area, like that giant with the 2 heads. Pretty much anything the gnome guy went ahead and told me rumor wise to confirm any of those rumors or just getting any information for. And if not about that, what was the other thing I was going to go ahead and ask? That's it for right now.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you have anything specific, like a person, place, or thing that you want to research, or just the city in general, or?
So the 2 things that I really want to go ahead and research is I want to research about the giant. I want to research about I want to know if that's just a rumor of like a tall tale or if that's something that's actually a thing. If it is. And then the second thing is if I can find anybody in the asylum that remotely looks like a warrior of any type. As somebody who I would say is conditioned, like in the sense of seeing so many warriors and whatnot, I hope we would find somebody that literally has like that disposition. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Those would be the 2 things I'd be trying to research or look for.
Go ahead and roll an intelligence check for me.
Well, tell the barbarian to roll an intelligence check. Well, I must walk down some stairs, why don't I? Boop! I walk down the stairs. I don't have a Dragon's up. Where is it? There it is.
You got a 4.
Yeah.
So as you're going about, you try to ask questions about this giant that you've heard about, this 3-headed, 5-armed giant that's 20 foot tall that you've heard of, and no one seems to know what you're talking about. Some of the patients like flatter you, I guess. They're like, "Oh yeah, like no, like you're crazy in the head too. Yeah, yeah, yeah." They kind of like talk to you in that way, but you don't get any like new information. And then you're not really, unfortunately, with that rule, you don't find anybody that that looks like a warrior. All of them are patients. None of them have weapons. You 5 or 4, 5 including Calder, if you count Calder, look like the only semblance of what warriors would be.
Okay.
The one thing that you do get, though, you do get a rumor, and that is Kyrogen. Some of the Kyrogen have spread tales of a demon that resides somewhere deep within the market. It seems to eat and prey on the citizens. You know it's near when you hear the eerie, high-pitched squeal of a hog.
Ooh. Hog demon. All right. Fantastic. This is just the rumors of Kyrogens around. So, do we know exactly where in the market district is the market that we were in prior, like in that area?
If you want to research it further, you could definitely make. You could probably go up. You could probably talk to one of the Kyrogen. You could talk to Roderick or the dwarf whose name I can't remember.
Yeah, I'll Gorick, if I'm correct.
Gorick.
I'll go find Gorick. I'm gonna go ask him about this. I'm gonna ask him about this hog
Okay.
demon.
Okay. Yeah, you. It takes you a little bit to find him because all the Kyrogen are wearing their gear most of the time, but you do catch him one day in like the mess hall, eating with a couple of other Kyrogen.
All right, I go to the line where the food is being given, and I ask the lady for double portions. And then I turn and go over to his table while holding my tray, and I walk over to his table, and then I very aggressively put down the food and like sit next to him like I've known him for a while. Like,
Hey, how you doing, Gorick? It's been a while, friend. How you doing?
This going, oh, right. What was your name again?
Come on, we went ahead and shared a meal together. Don't you always remember your friend you shared a pint of grog with? Come on now, it's Knock.
I remember. Right. Knock. Yes, this is right. Knock. Yes. How goes your time here?
Oh, it is fine. Finding refuge in this brilliant place was definitely much needed. So again, thank you.
and all the other Kyrogen, I kind of do the same with my big hands.
Thank you. So, I got a question for you, Gorick.
As I'm like scooping food now into my mouth, whatever beans and slop it as.
Right.
I've been hearing something. Hearing about this, creature feasting on people inside the market, a demon. You hear anything about that?
I have heard tales. Yes. I
All
have witnessed this creature once, but it was dark and I could not see it quite well.
Ooh, so you confirmed it's alive.
It is very much alive. We travel from time to time to the north, and that is where it appears to reside. Lots of citizens found, eaten, consumed by what I assume is this demon.
We're talking about all the way eating or like a snacky snack, half a body eating?
Depends.
It depends.
Usually, usually nothing but bone left.
Oh, thorough. Very thorough. All right. So I've heard, it makes a sound. You heard this sound? I'm gonna take sound like a hog.
That is right. A squeal that pierces the ears. I am a brave dwarf, but it will give you nightmares when you hear it.
All right. Well, that's good to know, Gorick. It's good to know. Just north of the market. Just very curious. Very curious man. How about the rest of you? Have you ever any encounters with the Anything of that sort, or anything that weird? I mean, I watched something double the size of the last thing I just went ahead and fought. It definitely had its own field day with the rest of y'all. But we did it, we got it.
there. Yeah, I remember. But no, I haven't heard anything about it, Knock.
Vaughn is like sitting next to the other Kaiser, like parts out.
No, I want to look at Bonner. Do you have your tray in your hand? Or you also get made to sit down?
I'm licking my bowl.
Oh. I'm just gonna look at him and be like,
Can't sit here.
Yeah, right. So, I want to know who here will win an arm wrestling match against me.
and I like all my food trays like over here just like moves a little bit. Some food comes off. I'm just like,
Come on. Anyone?
A couple of the carriage and kind of look around, and they look to down the way where you see a halfling Kyrogen sitting there, pokes their head out, not wearing their mask, but they've got their shroud up, and he kind of waves.
That one. So you, hey fella, you want to arm wrestle?
Do I ever?
knock, like grabs the rest of his tray, puts it down, smacks on like the back of Gorik and whatnot, enough to like make a move. He goes,
Hey, thanks so much for the information, fella. Appreciate it.
he says, going over to where the halfling is, and gets on the opposite side of him and looks at him.
You sure you want to do this there, fella? I mean, listen, I ain't trying to test your manliness or sport or whatnot. All I know is that people of my clan, we like to go ahead and test strength. So, care to test your mettle?
Are you ready to test yours?
And she's like looking down at him.
Oh, I like your attitude.
Drops his fucking goddamn elbow on there.
You kind of see all the Kyrogen kind of get excited. There's an air of excitement in the air. And Eric's anyway. This halfling begins to take off his glove that he's wearing, and he's wearing a long sleeve that Muslim dude begins to roll up his sleeve, and you see this halfling is fucking toned, and just puts his halfling arm in yours, which you just like bare fist it, like just completely encapsulate his arm, and he's like, "All right, let's see what you got."
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Knock kind of like notices the crowd a little bit as it starts to get over to about him. There's like that little bit of nervousness to him. He goes,
"All right, you guys go. Give me an athletics check."
"Oh yeah."
Okay, so as you get a good start, and you push him back about halfway, and he's holding firm there, and he's like, "All right," and he starts trying to fight back. I need another athletics check.
There's just endless amount of veins out of Nock's head, like they're bulging out of it. They're literally like pushing up his like ponytail and stuff. He's just,
You are the toughest and most worthiest that I've ever fought.
And you're almost there. It's almost touching. I need one more roll. Oh no! And with a loud bang on the table, you push his arm to and it hits the ground with a large crash, or hits the table.
Nock jumps up and he goes, I am still victorious. More glory of the arm strength for me.
and he just is just fucking screaming, cheering with any. If hopefully, is there any other Kyrogen that are cheering or no?
No, you're the only
Potter
one.
is clapping politely.
Golf clap.
No, like genuinely. Like,
Oh, okay.
No,
and then he sits down across the table from Nock.
All right, you don't have to rub it in.
Water?
No, that's what the halfling says.
No,
to
but
you.
Vadr is. Vadr sits down and Vadr puts his hand.
Oh,
Knock is like he does like a half turn around, like looks at it, and then he just hears the plopping down of water. Wait a minute.
Oh, we can arm wrestle. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, fun. All right. Well, let's go ahead there, religious boy.
Kimura walks over and just stands over them with her arms folded, just
Judging.
not necessarily
It's-
judging. She can appreciate this because this happens a lot in the barracks. This would happen a lot amongst the troops essentially, so she can appreciate an arm wrestle.
Fantastic. So, Knock gets prepared, interlocks palms with
Much larger than a halfling.
Yeah, much larger. Yeah, definitely
Long
definitely a complete
arms.
difference.
Very long arms.
Yeah, we need to like interlock like our arms, like we're getting intimate along with it too. I look into you and I say,
I really hope those gods give you the strength needed for this.
Oh, yeah. Me too, I guess.
All right, and in 3, 2, 1.
Athletics, right?
Yep.
Yep, it'll be an athletics check.
Oh, no.
Oh! So halfway, immediately, Knock, you're caught off guard as Vodder pulls your arm to about the halfway point, and you have to keep fighting. Go ahead and give me another round of checks.
Wait, ready?
For Chad, it was a
Three,
7
okay.
from Vodder and a natural 1, which was a 6 for Knock. So
On 3, okay, ready, Justin? 1,
I'm ready.
2,
3. No.
and you get him back up to
Oh.
the midpoint. You're now like evenly tied.
It's just a power struggle. Does the table beneath us start to crack due to the amount of sheer epicness that is pulsating off of this goddamn arm wrestling table?
Maybe a little bit.
All right. DM, yeah, another.
Yep.
All right, on 3, 1, 2, 3, go.
and Knock gets you almost. You're holding just barely your body. Your fist is about to touch the table. I need another round of athletics checks.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my god!
Oh my!
Wow.
That's 2 natural 20s from Knock for Chad.
You're really
Yes.
strong.
All of a sudden, boom! There is like a crack in the table. As you-
Well played, my friend. He like sits up, but even more like the respect from the halfling, you see like he goes to reach for a handshake with Vodder.
Vadr
know,
hugs
and-
him.
From
Vadr's
across,
right there.
from across the table. It's one of those awkward across the table hugs,
Uh-huh.
isn't
It's
it?
super
Where
awkward,
like-
but I got long arms.
We're good. The anatomy works.
We're good.
And Knock just like then takes the hug and just like yeah. He's looking at all the other Kyrogen. Are the Kyrogen like entertained at all? Or are they just kind of like just
Yeah, they're kind of they're cheering and whatnot and kind of congratulating you. And quickly after, though, a hush kind of falls over the mess hall as you hear footsteps from behind you.
I turn
Oh,
around.
wow. I kind of like shove out, like kind of like brush off the hug and whatnot, and turn around towards whoever's walking towards us.
You see Roderick behind you, and he looks at all of you. Wisp is there, Calder's there, and he says, "The good doctor will see you now, if you wish."
Yeah. The good doctor. Is there a bad one too?
Brother Sigismund is going to talk with us.
He has time in his very busy schedule.
Oh, very good, very good. Come on. And gather all my stuff. I didn't clean up my dishes. Where do I put? I'll get it later. I'll get
Knock
it later.
leaves his tray. Knock leaves his tray.
Okay. We will take care of that for you. Please, if
thank
you
you.
follow me.
Well, that's hospitality.
And as you guys begin following Roderick, we're going to take our break right there. thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you all. We're going to take about a 7 to 10 minute break. Get a snack, get a drink, use the restroom, and we will see you guys soon. Thank you guys so much. See you soon. All right, and welcome back. So, you guys are walking down the hallway of the old Croak Asylum towards the elevator, the old kind of pole elevator that you guys had seen many times in your travels. Is pretty close to the ward that you guys have been staying and resting at. Roderick opens the grate and kind of pulls it aside, and we might have to make a couple trips, but after you. It's not a very large elevator. It's maybe meant for like 1 to 2 people.
Nock, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Let's do just that.
Okay. I think Nock takes up the whole thing all by himself, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sinks a little bit under your.
This thing made it through the safety checks. When was this last time this was serviced?
Right. And you get pulled up. It's a little bit of a slower journey for you as your stature. As someone, like there are several Kyrians that are like pulling this elevator because there's no electricity in Vedranis. So you're getting pulled, and it takes you a minute or two, but you eventually make it to, the 4th story of this asylum, where you're just met with a door off the elevator, and there are a couple Kyrian kind of keeping watch and kind of keep an eye on you, almost like they're expecting you. And the routine continues. You guys are able to funnel up 3 trips essentially to get all 5 of you, including Roderick, up there. And he kind of stops and he says,
Sigismund is very busy. He is taking a great deal amount of time out of his day to speak with you. I would hope you would garner him the respect. The respect goes both ways. He is anxious to meet you at the very least.
Oh, of course. We're eager to meet him too, aren't we? Aren't we, everyone?
Yes.
And Wisp goes, yes.
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 such a great.
You gotta get really close. You gotta.
Yes.
Yes.
Open up the
That
door.
was good.
I'm going to send you this. I don't even know if she's still in chat. I'm going to clip this and send it to him later.
Yeah.
Just everyone go, yes. Kimura just kind of like half nods and like sneers at the same time. Just kind of like, yeah.
One of the Kyrian unlocks the door and opens it, and Roderick walks inside and beckons you to follow.
We follow.
I don't know if this is. We all follow. I don't know if. I think if this is one of the days when Vader was doing his like prayer things, he's wearing his vestments.
Okay.
So like he's wearing his full he's dressed like a priest basically.
Okay. And you're what color? What do his vestments look
Gray.
like again? Gray. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys enter a large circular room with a nice oak desk in the center, and along the walls there are several torches illuminating the room. On the left side, in a small alcove, you see a couple chairs and a tall, 15-foot bookshelf full of books. On the right-hand side, you see what looks to be some sleeping quarters, and on the very back wall, there is another desk, another table, where you can see glass, like glassware, like scientific, like vials and things like that, everywhere, kind of encapsulating this table, and you can hear the bubbling and the bubbling of some chemicals. The small burning of like a Bunsen burner kind of thing, steam and other things going off. And with their back facing you, you see a figure wearing a very dark midnight black robe that appears to be of the same color that the Kyrogen wear. This is embroidered in kind of gold, like corded gold around the seams and things like that. And Roderick enters the room and says, Dr. Sigismund, the adventurers we told you about. And then from off in the distance you hear, yes, wait outside. Roderick, I will talk to them in a moment. Roderick nods his head without saying anything and gives you all one final look, like knowing look, and walks outside and closes the door. You are left there for a moment, as it seems to be that Sigismund is finishing some sort of experiment. You see him lift a vial in the air towards the torchlight, and you see a bird-like arm, kind of scaly skin with clawed arm, holding it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And
He's a bird.
I forgot he
begins
was an
to pour.
Aarakocra. I forgot he was an Aarakocra.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he, without looking at you, he says, so, you are the outside adventurers who helped my Kyrogen with a little patient problem, is this correct?
Yes, Brother Sigismund, thank you for taking the time to meet with us. My name is Brother Vodder of the Church of Valun. And then this is Captain Kimura Thunderthorn of the shoot, what's the name of her order? I know it, and I can't think of it right now.
Do you want a line?
Line?
The Onyx Legion.
The Onyx Legion. And then I should stop introducing them. They can introduce themselves. Nock, do you want to give him your name?
And I am Nock of the Thunakalathi clan, hailing from the Garcadian Mountains.
And I'm Wisp.
I feel like she would put up her hand too.
Mhm.
And I am called a crane.
That's called a crane, in case you didn't get that.
I do have ears.
Oh, this man is a big bird.
Yeah, you do.
I'm sorry, I just looked at what a picture of what this was. So I'm just
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, but now that, now that you've said that, I can only imagine Big Bird.
It's okay,
I
kids.
wish-
This scene's ruined.
Thank you. My immersion is gone. Session over. No, just kidding. He finally turns to look at you, and what you can see is definitely an Aarakocra, though he does look. He has black feathers, a black beak, and deep black eyes as he kind of stares at you. Probably a little bit taller than Vodder, I'd say.
Okay.
So he's quite tall, quite kind of lanky. And he says, well, you have my thanks, all of you, for your assistance in this matter.
And you have our thanks for giving us a place of retreat and rest while we heal our wounds.
Yes. Roderick says you are looking for sanctuary and lure weed.
Among other things, we've all come here for different reasons. This city is full of mysteries. But I know that I am seeking any remnants.
If you and his like eyes keep darting back and forth to the bookshelf,
Mm-hmm.
And he says, if you have any knowledge of the worship of the 9 lost gods of Vedranis, or anybody who is still practicing worship here in the city,
I would be excited to learn about that and knock once glory and kill big monsters. Right? I mean, I'm right?
Dart's eyes. Yep.
And Captain Kimura wants, I'm not sure what she wants.
Respect,
Respect.
discipline.
For us to stop messing around.
This is... No.
This is.
But yes.
No.
But also, yes.
So as
No.
you can see,
Also, yes.
but recently we were exposed to a kind of glowing green rock, and some of us have shown some strange side effects. And then he turns around and shows him his head face in the back of his head. We don't have any other signs of sickness. But we're hoping that lure weed could help treat it.
Loreweed is a very complicated substance. It is difficult to work with, almost impossible in the best circumstances. Only a astute mind, an alchemist, might be able to render it in a way that might be able to help. We use it to help filter the plague.
Yes.
It is unrefined in this state. It is interesting, though, when he kind of comes up and he starts poking the back of your head, that you display no signs of sickness, yet you display signs of the final stages of this disease.
Yes. Is it possible, and this is just a personal theory that I've been working with, I'm no alchemist, but is it possible that people here who are getting sick have a prolonged, minor exposure to this energy, but because we came so close to one of these stones, ours was pronounced and sudden and intense, and maybe that's why this is happening?
This is a very educated theory, and one that might have some credence and some evidence to suggest that fact, yes.
Not to mention, as we keep frequently being reminded, we are outsiders. So
That's
perhaps
true.
there is an element of that involved. Again, personal theory.
Perhaps it is more difficult to suggest or to figure out, as we have not come across many outsiders in our time. There are a few, though they are more not right in the head rather than sick.
What do you mean?
He means insane.
No, I know what I don't. I'm asking, in what way are they not right in the head? Are they violent or confused?
Confused, mainly, unsure of their whereabouts. Mad, you could say.
Are some of those people here in the asylum?
Many of them are, yes.
I see. Can I ask you a strange question? Without you thinking that I have succumbed to any sort of madness or malady?
If you must.
From our perspective, as people come from outside of the city, it appears that the city vanished. Nobody knew where it was for almost 100 years. And we come back and the people inside don't seem to be aware of this. What has happened from your perspective as someone inside the city?
Well, I am no older than 50 years old. I've been practicing medicine for about half of the time. As far as 100 years. This plague, this sickness is only about a year in the making.
Really?
The city changed quite rapidly to us.
Over the course of a year.
That is correct.
Fascinating. Wow. The time is okay. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. I'm just excited to speak to someone who is not someone I see every day. Does anybody else want to talk to Brother Sigismund?
Your patrols go out, they stretch far, do they not?
Throughout the market, yes.
Just the market, nowhere else.
We have no reason to be anywhere else.
Right. That makes my question redundant then. Never mind.
Though we do travel to another place just outside of the market where certain things reside that help us with this calamity.
I was just wondering if you ever travel towards the center of the city. That is all.
We have traveled to the north outside of the market from time to time in our attempts to collect lure weed.
She leans in a little bit with a more hushed tone and goes and points towards her, like, pauldron with the logo on it. Have you ever seen this before?
Let me roll to see if he knows.
Oh, okay.
Good question.
There are many symbols that reside in this city. There are many places within Vedranis. Some, most, do not see in 2 lifetimes. This is not the symbol I recognize.
Yeah. Thought that might be the answer. Very well. She'll take a step back.
So, question is, fella, this lore weed is something we need. And not only will it help us out with the entirety of our journeys, but if we ever to come across this plague again, we'll need it. And we were told by your company that we'd be better off heading here instead of trying to head to the location where we know where the lore weed is. Just something that you can help us with. I don't want to think that the hospitality was wasted time.
Right. Unfortunately, our stocks run low. We have not been able to travel to the location for some time. It has become increasingly dangerous, and what lure weed I still have in my possession, in our possession, we need for the doctors to continue their work throughout the market. Though, you lot do present an opportunity.
As he sits down at his desk.
If you help me, I can help you.
What exactly does that entail?
A job I think would suit your adventuring desires and your expertise.
Please go on.
If I continue, I must have some assurances. Your trust and discretion, confidence, as it were.
I see. Yeah, we can offer this, but I suppose it's fair if we ask that, in return, your chirurgeons, don't, I don't know, slow us down or harass us. Not that they would, but some sort of way to let them know that we're free to go around the city as we please.
This can be arranged.
Agreed. And to not be so damn vague. When we ask a
Yeah.
damn question, we want an answer. Especially if it's going to help us do whatever the hell you need to go ahead and have us do.
Some of my Kairogen do not have all the answers. This is necessary.
Alright, then just don't tell me that you don't have the answers. It's real simple. It's a waste of time. Regardless. What do you want us to do?
Before I tell you this, I must tell you about this plague. Would it surprise you if I told you that this plague is not naturally occurring? Wait for Doc to get back.
Line?
Do.
So I'm gonna tell you a joke. Why don't seagulls fly over the bay? Because then they'd be bagels. All right, we're done with intermission.
I hate you so much.
Oh my.
Dang
that
it!
was
Did I miss?
your-
Did I miss the? Did I miss the?
It's
bit?
too
Hey, knock told a joke and you missed it.
That
It was the best knock joke you've ever heard.
Oh my god.
knock of the day.
hmm
So yeah, he. I don't know if you heard what he said, Justin, but
I heard. No, go ahead. Pretend I
he
didn't.
he said,
What if I told you that this plague was not naturally occurring?
I suppose. I mean, we think that we got symptoms from these stones, these warp stones.
Right. This plague was created.
You mean someone conjured this? What, like a spell or a curse?
It is a plague in the most basic of sense, but it is magically enhanced by these, I assume, I hypothesize, these stones that you speak of.
Yes.
I had a colleague, Dr. Karina Licht. She was brilliant, as she was mad. We had disagreements about certain things, and she wanted to pursue a different science, a different religion. And so she created this plague with the help of a warp stone. I confronted her some time ago, and it ended poorly for her. It ended with me killing her, unfortunately, cutting her in half. Unfortunately, she did not reveal how to repair this, nor the location of her laboratory, which I think would hold answers. What I want you to do is locate this laboratory, find Dr. Karina's notes and this warp stone, and bring it to me. With that, I can cure this plague once and for all. And with that, I can cure your maladies as well.
Vadar raises his hand like a student in class.
Yes.
Very long arms. Hand very high up in the air. That makes sense. But it still doesn't answer where these stones came from. We've seen, well, a few examples. But did they fall from the sky? Did they come from another plane of existence? Did someone make them? What do you know?
There are many theories and hypotheses as to what these stones are. Though the one thing that is certain is that the night that the city changed, multiple eyewitness accounts of shooting stars falling from the sky. That is all I know.
Yes. Do you mind if I talk with my companions?
Please, take your time.
Huddle, 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 huddle.
What?
What do you guys want to do for dinner tonight?
Chinese.
Okay.
Are you shitting me?
No, I think this is a reasonable request. If it helps to end the plague in the city, that's worth it. And it will help us too.
Right, but where the hell is this man even sending us? This laboratory can be all the way in goddamn halfway across the Vedranis, deep underground. He's sending us on a suicide mission. Why not send the rest of his hundreds of cauldron?
I think that we know.
You know what I meant.
Yes, I know what you meant. The cauldrons. Yes.
Thank you.
The reason he won't send them is because he's obviously stretched thin. You can't send patrol troops to do an excursion when they're already stretched thin. He spares troops to go to laboratory, they lose patrols.
And the patrols have to help contain the plague.
Duh.
Right.
And also, look at us. We're awesome.
Yeah, yes, we're capable.
Yeah, we're capable.
We've been able to survive this long in Vedranis. Why not? We're
You
capable.
won 2 arm wrestling matches today.
I agree.
Thanks, Wisp.
Well, I guess we better go ahead and keep this track record real good then. One victory after another. I don't disagree with doing this for this man. Do I give a damn about the people in this plague? No. But do I care to get rid of this godforsaken tongue in my mouth? Yes. So if it benefits them, why not?
Okay,
I don't see why not.
Captain.
If we can rid of this plague, then what purpose will the Karajan have?
Well, that's for them to worry about, right?
What I mean is, we could potentially make allies of a faction that will not have their hands full anymore. Perhaps we could persuade them to repurpose into something more useful for us.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
All right. What are you trying to get from them after all this?
At the moment, I have not really thought about that, but this is usually how things goes. When certain squads or legions are done with their job, they can be repurposed into other places, other areas, and other jobs, building fortifications. Once that is done, they can move over to provide flanking support. Basically, if we clear this, the Karajans won't necessarily have as much of a purpose. Or perhaps they'll go into the city further and help with other things. But if we help them and have them on our side, they could be useful down the line.
Or they could just be useful. I mean, one plague goes away, that doesn't mean that everybody's healthy all the time.
This is true. They could provide healing, further healing, better healing for the rest of the city.
Yes. I think that this is going to be dangerous, but sort of a win-win situation, right?
Yeah, that might be.
Wisp,
Yeah,
what do you
but,
think? I barely hear her.
It could be dangerous, but yes.
I'm so sorry, Ray. I'm so.
I love you, Ray.
Your character is more than that, okay? I just didn't know what to say. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, when it's just me, people are gonna take a bunch of rocks and just shake it around on their mics.
I, for one, would like to hear from Calder. You never have an opinion on anything. What do you think about this?
He says what they're down to.
Right, what do you want me to say?
No,
That's a
it's
joke.
not. That's not how that works. Freedom of speech. All right, hold on.
Do you want to come with us, or should we leave you here in the asylum?
No, I don't want to stay here. I'm scared of being here. I'm really terrified. I mean, if I mean, if this doctor's dead, it's just going and grabbing things, right?
No, it will probably have something there, squatting in the space, a monster or small creatures, or maybe a ghost or something.
Oh,
It'll
Well-
be, this city is bad shit.
right. Right.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Now listen, I think it's appropriate. We do this job. We get it done. We bring him the documents. It gets him where it needs to be, fine. But we don't go ahead and end our relationship there. If these people have solitude laboratories, medicine, whatever it
Yes.
is, then we get that from them. That's the collateral. We give them our strength. They give us the medicine and whatnot, and make sure
A
that we are well
continued
fed,
partnership,
well
yes.
prepared. Agreed.
Yes.
Some wagons, maybe
Yes.
a driver, and I want a bird
Sandwich.
nest for myself.
More of that stew we had for lunch.
No, that was awful.
I liked it.
You
think it
eat
was-
anything. I watched you eat a man's sandal a few days ago because he dropped
Uh-huh.
meatloaf on it 2 days prior.
It still tasted like meatloaf and cheese.
It made it more real when you added the dairy.
Cannon?
Oh my god.
Absolutely canon. Absolute canon.
Meatloaf and cheese is now
Meat-
canon
meat-
in
meatloaf,
the dramas.
meatloaf and cheese flip flop.
Where did
Va-
the cheese
Vada,
taste
Vada.
come from?
Put that sandal down. Put it down.
Just hanging out of his mouth. Drop it. Drop it.
That needs to be a webcomic.
All right. I think we've made a general consensus, sir.
Yes,
Vada, go, let him know. Oh, come on. Someone do the
okay.
damn talking.
I think that this could be a beneficial partnership. We will keep this quiet and head. Why are you standing like that, Knock?
I'm just looking at the tough one that just did all the tough talking.
Oh, okay. Okay. We will go in search of this laboratory. Do you have any idea where it is?
The last time I met Dr. Licht was in the cemetery 2 days to the
Oh.
east. That is
Okay.
where I killed her. You might find something useful there.
And if we're able to recover these things, bring them back to you, you can help treat us, and maybe, hopefully, down the line, we could have a long-standing partnership, a place of healing and rest.
Perhaps, if you do this for me, I can begin working on a remedy. I will also give you the location of the Lordweed
Oh, yes, please.
and dispatch several Kyrogen to help you, possibly,
Oh, wonderful.
as the place has become, as I said, increasingly dangerous.
Well, that's par for the course. Although I don't know what that phrase means, but yes.
So we also would like to get a wagon, fully stocked. Entirely for our journey for doing 2 days travel due east. Is that all right?
We can probably make that happen for you, yes.
Thank you.
I literally nudge. I nudge Knock. Who is pulling this wagon?
Horses?
Have we seen horses since we've got here?
Yes.
yeah.
The Kyrian do have
So-
horse-drawn wagons. They're
They're all being
Said
pulled
it.
by crows.
Rewind. Rewind. Okay, sorry. For some reason,
Demon
for
horses.
some reason in my mind, I thought there were no horses. That's not
I've seen a
canon.
couple. You've
Please
you've
ignore me.
you've yeah you've just
remembered
seen a
that
couple.
cart near yeah, okay.
Pulled by giant iguanas.
That's rad.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Iguana.
There's a big ass lizard, man. There's a big ass lizard, man.
Okay.
This is Nox's cousin. But yeah,
Wagon. Fully stocked. We appreciate it.
We'll make sure you have the provisions necessary. And as I said, keep this amongst yourselves. Do not talk
course.
to my other Kyrian about this.
I know your time is valuable. Before we go, like I said, I'm looking for remnants of religious worship, or books about it, or do you know any churches nearby, anything of that sort?
There is a place I think you might find interesting.
No, okay.
It is 4 days to the southeast. There is an old temple there. You might
Wonderful.
find something interesting.
I'll be sure to stop that way if we pass by. Thank you, Brother Sigismund.
Is there anything else you require?
Yes.
A wagon?
No.
Oh.
I have heard of a dragon that lies deep inside of Vedranis, and a keep filled with the spoils of men. Is this true?
The tales of Mythistra travel far throughout Vedranis. A terrible dragon that makes its home in a vault.
And you've seen this dragon, or have you only heard?
I have only heard. I have not seen it for myself.
All right. And how about a giant two-headed giant with 5 arms? Have you seen that? Have you heard of this rumor?
I have heard of no such thing.
I hate rumors. All right.
Well, thank you.
That's pretty much it. Another thing. When we get this done, if there's any other creatures, monsters, anything you need of or you hear about, I want to know about it as soon as you know about it. It'll be better for both of us. In hindsight.
I will keep that in mind.
Nox making that face. It's god-awful.
Now, if there is nothing else, I have much to work on.
Yes, of course. I mean, Vado's already headed for the elevator.
As everyone's walking off and he says, I've got much to work on, I do actually stop and go, what exactly are you working on again?
Remedies for the ailments. Experiments of my own personal designs.
Right. I don't suppose you understand alchemical compositions for elemental magic?
A little bit. Though mostly in medicinal purposes.
But it's all alchemy, right? You could apply it to something else.
Alchemy is a very broad science. Very broad magic.
As you could tell, I'm no alchemist. I'm a combatant. But I do understand the potency of magics within battle. I was just wondering if you knew how to imbue materials with temporary properties.
There are multiple ways. One would be to enchant the object with magic itself. Another would be to find a way to contain the magic within whatever object or capsule you are trying to keep it within. It would need to be strong, sturdy. You wouldn't want it breaking, causing more damage.
Right. Okay. Keep that in mind. Alright. I won't bother you any further.
Kind of nods to you.
Bye.
Figure it out.
I wish you luck in your venture.
Thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you.
She can never miss a session again.
Yeah, hey,
Oh my
you
God.
wait until Doc's gone next week. You wait.
I know.
You wait. Every response is just gonna be maybe, maybe not,
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
maybe not.
I don't know if I can handle it. Maybe not.
That was a really tasty flip flop.
Gonna have a little fun. Well, the white one. Maybe not.
All right, so you guys depart the office of Sigismund, make your way down the elevator, back onto the main floor. What are you guys doing now?
I think we're talking as we go.
Yeah.
I'd say, all right, we'll leave at dawn. Make sure you have everything you need. I've prepared some new spells that I think might help us. But we should still be cautious. I think the next stop should be this graveyard, where he saw Dr. What was it? Corina? Was that right, Cole?
Yeah, Karina.
Karina.
I can spell it in.
Well, I agree.
Said it was to the east, right?
Yes, to the east. At least you leave at dawn. I agree. Unfortunately, we came here, we're to leave here a lot less heavier than I came here. But hopefully we'll be able to find some pretty interesting things on the way.
Just wish that there was like a merchant around here or something. Buy things or trade.
Knock just kind of like big eyes. Like you almost feel Knock's eyes on your back of your head, Kimura. That's him walking behind you.
If you wanted to stare at the back of someone's head, Vader could help you with that.
I'm
Why
naming
don't you
him
go
Wil-
ahead?
I'm going to
Tell
name
him
him Wilbur.
Why don't you tell Vonner and Wilbur exactly what the hell you went ahead and forgot?
Yes, what happened?
Oh no,
It
it's
speaks.
sentient.
It speaks.
No, I'm just doing a little puppet show.
Oh,
Why is
no.
it Babushka? Hey, I have Wilbur.
Hey, Wilbur. Kiss me. It is me, your babushka.
Vader, where was the last time you washed your
Ah.
fur?
We're just going off the rails. We need right here.
Okay.
Oh my
and,
god.
Okay. We traded an item for another item. There was a merchant outside the asylum.
What? Where was I?
Up in the bedroom. You weren't making any noise, so I assumed you were sleeping.
Oh,
Look, the upshot is I got this. She pulls out a bell. Is it like a bell and a little stick? And it's like,
Vader sees the bell.
When you ring it.
is it like a hear you?
There's no noise.
Oh.
Vader sees the bell and he goes, "Yay!" Great.
Do I look like the kind that randomly buys bells with no bell in it?
You kind of look like
Right now,
somebody like
yes.
that.
Frivolously? Or do I look like somebody who does things for a reason?
Well, there's always
First one.
Yeah, first one.
Wasn't asking
Wait,
you.
no, second one. Second one.
Knock. Thank you.
Um.
You ring the bell at the midnight. The merchant appears. He's very mysterious. He has a lot of items that are useful. He trades trinkets for items, money for items,
Oh, I have trinkets.
and odds and ends. That sort of thing.
But midnight is usually past my bedtime.
Well then, if you ask really nicely, I'm not saying that. I'm not going to say that. If you ask really nicely, you can stay up past your bedtime and talk to the crazy merchant.
Yay.
Out of character, I was gonna say Mama Kimura and Daddy Knock, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Oh
not
boy.
doing
Well,
that.
we all know
hell yeah. You know it, baby. Let's go.
I will step on you. Sylvia.
Wear the good heels.
Gotta move this story along. We're
Sorry. Anyway,
inching closer and closer to
we-
TOS.
we go down the stairs. Done.
It sounds appropriate.
Done. I'm making the final preparations.
Is there any carriaging around us walking down the stairs with us?
Is Roderick around?
Roderick is still, yeah.
I look
Good
towards Roderick and I say,
Get the wagon prepared for dawn tomorrow. We will be leaving.
We will make sure it is ready for you.
Good. To bed. Get some sleep, everyone.
Good night.
I am my turn.
As you guys
I have my
enter the room, that woman comes back up to you guys, as has been pretty normal each time you enter.
Hi, Tatiana.
Hello, have you seen my
I haven't seen
No.
your husband. I'm so. I'm gonna like
I-
pull her aside gently, away from the other two. Say, I'm sorry, we haven't seen your husband. I know you're confused.
I'm starting to remember things.
Like what?
We used to live in a castle,
Really?
I
Wow.
think.
Okay. What else do you remember?
Uh, we were. My husband had a position of power. He was nobility. I think it's all. I think I am nobility as well.
Wow.
Is she
That's
just
great.
talking to Voda right now?
I have pulled her aside.
Okay.
I'm just worried that she would annoy you two, so I'm sort of taking her.
That's
Well,
why she
no,
got
I
a big
remember
no.
Kimura's been talking to some of the people willingly.
Mhm. That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And she'd be probably one of them who would listen to you and talk to you.
You keep trying to remember things, okay? Do you remember your husband's name?
Um, s- I can't.
It's okay. It's all right. Don't. Well, you'll get there. Okay. We'll come back and we'll check on you. And
All right.
if we find your husband, I'll let you know.
Thank you. It's very kind of you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to like put a big bugbear like paw gently like on her head
Mm-hmm.
as kind of like a blessing. Not casting bless, although I could.
Right.
But I am gonna be like, we'll come back, okay? Things can change for the better. You're proof of that, okay? Go back to your bed.
All right. Thank you,
Vader.
Vada.
And she hobbles over to her bed and lays back down.
I look at Kimura and say, it's so sad, isn't it? What if you forgot all the people you ever knew and who you were? It would be so sad.
Actually, that could be quite useful.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Kimura makes no eye contact with Fedor when she says that.
Vada gets ready for bed. He brushes his tusks. Combs his entire body.
It takes about an hour.
Yep.
Is there anything else that anybody would like to do before you turn in for the night?
I go over my weapon drills. It's a lot of clicking and clacking.
You see Calder is about finished with the book that he's been reading. He's got maybe 20 pages, just a number of pages left before he's finished with it. All right. Well, if there's nothing else that you lot are doing for the evening, I think that's a perfect place to end the session for tonight. And next week we will go on another little journey.
Adventure!
Adventure awaits.
Adventure! I'm going on an adventure.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out tonight. We appreciate all of you who tune in each week. Let's just go around. Let us know who you are, where we can find you. Anything exciting coming up. Derek, let's start with you.
Yes, my name is Derek from atop Derek Mountain. You can find me on that name on Twitch or anywhere else of that of the platforms, but all the other things, Twitter and everything else in between. If you want to keep up with that madness, what I'm going to be up with into this week is I'm gonna be doing a lot more RP. I'm gonna be jumping in as I have 3 characters I've just gone ahead and made new and get ready to jump into some new stories into Wild on Wild RP. We're playing Red Dead Redemption and 2, and just doing the do. Other than that, just getting back in the swing of RP, streaming every day. So hopefully see you guys on top of the mountain sooner than later.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Justin, where can we find you?
What? I'm Dr. Rimbo. Greg. I'm Doc Rimbo. He, him, they, them. I'm Doc Rimbo here on Twitch. I'm Doc Rimbo on Twitter. I am around and around. I have something cooking, and it's so close to being ready to be announced, but it's something very fun, and we'll let that sort of come out this week sometime. So stay tuned for that. And other than that, I'm just sort of, living my life, Greg. Stop harassing me.
Stop harassing me.
You're not my real
Greg.
tap.
Listen here. I can bring Potter's daddy out.
Tonight was the weirdest sort of downtime episode I've ever been a part of, and I just want to give huge shout outs to everybody in the cast for making it just engaging, even though we were doing sort of free time activities.
Yeah, no, that was really good.
It was really pleasurable. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Indeed,
guys.
Indeed. Thank you for being there at the lunch table, by the way.
Amazing. So good. And last but certainly not least, Isla, where can I find you?
You can find me. The tag is Phoenix Over. It's here. It's here. In case you can't figure it out from saying it, because it's difficult, because I picked a stupid tag. I'm also at Phoenix Over on Twitter. I don't tweet much, but I do when I'm going live. So if that's your thing, then go over there and say hello. I am streaming a lot more at the moment now. Yay! I'm basically mostly streaming Wild. I am now a Russian mob boss, which is fun. It means lots of meetings and politics and telling people to shut up. But also, I'm bringing in a new character now soon. So stay tuned. I don't know what day it's happening yet because I need the stars to align, but it's happening soon. So if you're interested in something titled, and I will be streaming this character from day one, and I will only be playing this character on stream, so you will see every second of this character's life from this point. It is titled The Ballad of Juno Remington. If you are interested, then check
great
the
name.
shit out of that. I'm going to make it extra cinematic, especially during the intro. I've been making flashback videos and playing with effects to really make it feel like things are going on, with a little bit more first person action as well, so you can kind of see things from that character's perspective. So we're getting a little bit cinematic up in this shit. But yeah, if you are interested in that, please do check that out when you when it happens. You will know when it happens, because when I go live it will say Ballad of Juno Remington. So but that's it. Sorry, I'm done plugging. So
That sounds amazing. I want to watch that.
Oh
please
yeah.
do. I'd
That
love
sounds
to have you
awesome.
there.
Hell yeah. And I am Cole, or Lacuna RP. You can find me at Lacuna RP on Twitter and Twitch. I stream sometimes. But you can find me on Tuesdays right here on InfiniteRP doing Behind the Screen, which I prep for this wonderful campaign for these wonderful group of people. That is at 9 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for that. As always, Unshuttered with a 3-month subscription. Thank you very much. As we're closing out, Gavin, we love you. Stay tuned. After the credits, we are going to be raiding Misha Crossing. They are also playing Dungeons and Dragons, so make sure to give them a follow and some love. And we will see you guys next week. Bye bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.